Hi, Dale. It is Monday, 15th of April at almost 6 in the morning. This is chart update, just looking at what's going on out there in the markets. My convention, EOS, is still live, but it's not. So I want to record particularly these figures as the market starts to change. We're still in the tailwind of this big drop, and just for my own reasoning, in EOS that's a 44% drop. So 44%, where are we? Let me get my figures. So that's a 44% drop in a day. 1 day, 12 hours. That's stunning. That's stunning. But we're on the eve of the Bitcoin halving, and I'm not sure what else is happening. Well, the Middle East stuff won't be helping, and we're in tumultuous times, and this is what the market does. And I keep saying it, that drop is why you have to handle risk right. If you don't, you'll get blown out by that. If you put in too much, if you put into this investment more than what you can afford to lose, you'll get burned. And you just have to handle these risks, and what you're doing has to be able to handle a drop like that. Enough of that rant, but it is such an important point, because that's what the market can do. If we look at Bitcoin, is that still a day, 8 hours? That same day and a half. Where are we? Bitcoin dropped 14. So the big heavy players change more slowly. The lighter players, like EOS, are affected much more than the heavier, bigger, more valuable ones like Bitcoin. So that's what Bitcoin is doing. Out of interest, anything in the Bitcoin miners could dump. There's always opinions. In this world, you'll encounter loads of opinions, loads of noise. I think it's significant to make your own opinions and judge through the noise. So Bitcoin dot. It always fascinates me how similar. That's the Bitcoin, that's dot. Very similar chart patterns, but beginning to go up again. So signs of we've had that big bounce, long doji tail, pin bar. Could that be a pin bar? Is that the turning point pin bar? Are we going to go back up again? Reasonably good up. will it hold? Will it hit the 50 and bounce down? So the question, are we done with the downward pressure, or will it go further down? That's always always a question. Catch the turning point, invest in it going up, but it goes down, or invest in the turning point well and catch a good up. That's the juggle of what we're doing in interpreting these charts. So I'm going to watch that. Ethereum, similar patterns, fetch. Now, in that 9-day period, fetch dropped 36%. So again, a significant drop. Yet, if that significant drop, but that you're talking in the context of a 200% rise. So was it 7th of March? So just over a month ago, you had a 200 and over 200% up. So we're 36 down in the context of a 200 up in the last two months. That's the volatility there is massive. So the point that I'm making, it is volatile. The potential for gain in that volatility is huge and remains huge. So I still think that the AI cryptos, which will be more volatile than Bitcoin, are where the big potentials will come from, yet also the big downs. So be strategic about it, plan properly, get your manage your risks, manage the money properly, and ride this volatility. The opportunities are phenomenal. I'm not going to go into any more of that, Phil. Let's get the graphs looking decent again. Graph. Again, off this big-tailed doji, turning point doji could be. So I'm not fazed by a big down. A big down is going to mean the people seeing the big downs. The psychology of a big down is people will immediately jump on and say, oh, this is low, let's buy low. And the bigger the crash, the bigger the impetus for folk to jump back on. I want to buy low, sell high, so they pile in again. So that's the psychology that doji is saying. So watching for the right time to get back into that. Big dojis again, that big long tail, possibly a turning point. Link is so often does something contrary to what the rest of the market is doing. Again, that's a 30% drop. So across the board, that's a red doji with a long tail, not a green one like the first previous few. Fanning of the 50 and the 20 down, all of it down. Watching these things for the turning, matic. Look how similar those two graphs are, link and matic. When the graphs start to look similar, it reflects big drivers in the overall market. Near big green doji, a couple of big ups. Market news on Near and Ocean, I think it is, that are in a project together doing amazing stuff. So the market is down, but I think it's significant to distinguish between value and price. The price is down, the value isn't down. The value will, in time, drive price back up again as the function that these crypto projects enable, as what is enabled starts to gain traction, price will go up again. And that's already at 26% up. We've had a 37% down in 10 bars, whatever it is, and what did I just say? A 30% up. How extraordinary is that? In the stretch of 3 days, that volatility, and that is a really good sign of things going back up again. So if you want to catch the turning point of the big down, these are the pieces, these are the chart patterns that look good for a turn of that big drop. So I may even later today get back into Near. And again, Ocean, %30 up. So we're in the past several days, we've had this massive down, and it's easy to see doom and gloom. It's awful, it's bad. Oh, woe is us. But the underlying value of the projects hasn't changed. The price has changed. The value is going up. And that impetus upward is still strongly there. Near and Ocean, watch those. Up. 30% up. You start seeing a pattern here. Render a 43% up. I'm going to jump back into render. Amongst this doom and gloom, there's strong upward pressure here. I'm going to watch this later in the day. Trish has just come in. I'm just voiced to Trish what I'm massive downs, yet there's render 45% up in the last day and a half. Rune, similar going up. Solana, big green doji. So, is there anything I like to watch? Oh, shush. I like to keep an eye on the news of the big players, Bitcoin, Solana, where the news that is driving the market tends to happen. What folk are saying is important, or can be important. Why Solana is poised to go higher. I'll come back to that. I don't want to record all of my ramblings. Stacks. %35 up. I need to get back into that. So later today, I think I'm going to jump back into these AI ones. XRP. Just for clarity's sake, how can I get this to behave? We have. Where is that point? Oh, shush. And I can't see anything. Oh, for goodness sake. We have something like a 30% drop in a day, 1 day, 8 hours, and followed by a 20% up in 1 day, 8 hours. So I'm thinking it's an excellent time to be reinitiating those grid bots to catch that impetus up. Though, because it's going up, it doesn't mean that the down has stopped. So keep the stop losses really tight, but understand what this means in terms of the impetus going up, which I think, as I say, represents the underlying value of what these things, and price is kept. The price will follow the value. And for the record, I want to track Phantom and Iffy, and I also want same patterns. Iffy is another one. Litecoin. I want to record these figures in Litecoin because Litecoin I'm watching specifically, and a counterbalance to what the crypto is doing. Silver, a similar pattern down, but moved 7%. So metals do similar things, similar market pressures, but affected in a slightly different way. And the weight behind these precious metals is much heavier than the crypto. So you only get, so the price, the volatility tends to be smaller. Hence this example, silver 7% compared with the 20-30% from crypto, which is one of the reasons why I think crypto is where the big opportunities lie, if you get your handling risk right. Enough of my waffle.